Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my planning to pan video for 2024. I am so excited to share with you all of the products that I've selected from my collection that I want to try and pan or finish in 2024. I love doing this. It's so fun to put this list together and kind of see what I'm hopefully going to be emptying next year. I did this video last year and it's been really interesting as I've gone through my project pan to refer back to that list and actually pull products from that list into my project pan to replace the products that I've finished. And there was a point this year, I think it was in the fall, where I went back to my planning to pan list to select a new product to roll into my project pan and realized that I'd either finished everything on the list or everything had been rolled into my project pan already. So that was pretty cool, and I had to find something else in my collection to roll in to replace the product that I finished. To me, that felt like a success for what I decided that I wanted to pan. Now, I did not finish everything on that list, and I'll be talking about that a little bit more in my makeup empties for this year, as well as my project pan finale, which will be coming up both this month, so I don't want to totally get into all of that in this video. That being said, everything I wanted to work on, I either finished or I worked on this year, which I thought was pretty cool. So I went through my collection again and pulled out 10 different products, all at varying stages of complete to empty. Some of them I've been working on for this entire year, some of them I just started working on, and some of them I've never panned at all. There's just varying degrees of kind of everything across these products, which I think is going to make it more fun to pan them. And I also will be selecting from these products for my intro for my 2024 project pan. So that'll be interesting for me as well to kind of figure out what I want to start working on at the beginning of the year and maybe what I want to hold on to for another point. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the products that I want to work on in 2024 and hopefully finish. I'm going to start with the products that have actually already been in a project pan or are currently in a project pan, and then I will jump to some of the other ones. So the first one I think will come as no surprise to all of you. This is my Avon eyeliner. I've been working on this for a good portion of this year, and obviously it is very, very tiny, and I just want to continue putting in the work on this one and get this finished up next year. I have to do it. I kind of slacked on this throughout the year. I just never really wore liner to work and just didn't wear it as much as I wanted or hoped to. And I've really been kicking up the gears the last couple months trying to wear this more, and I've just planned to continue to do that into 2024 and hopefully get this one finished up. And finished for this one means I can no longer sharpen it. So once it's stuck in the sharpener, if I can't twist it, then that would be done on this. So we're getting there. There's not a ton sticking out when I go to sharpen it, but there's still, a good amount left to use. The next thing that I've been working on for a while that I still want to continue working on in 2024 and hopefully finish up is my Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. I really enjoy this because it's so light on my skin, and a lot of days, I don't need a ton of coverage right now. I'm on maternity leave. I'm going to be on maternity leave for a few months next year, so it makes sense to have something light to work on. And I've already made some really good progress. You can see through the packaging right here, as well as when I turn to the side, there's a lot of product that's been used up. So the goal for me is just to keep working on this. I don't know if I'll roll it in at the beginning because I've been working on it for a while in my current project pan, but at some point I plan to get this finished up next year. And then a more recent roll into my project pan is this Makeup Geek blush in the shade Romance. I rolled this in the last month or two to my project pan in hopes that I could expand the pan and then that way set me up for a quicker use up in 2024. So I have a pretty good sized pan in this product already, and so my goal is just to keep using it and expand that pan. I'm probably gonna have to repress it because we're getting pretty close to this outer edge, and just get this finished up. I had a blush in my planning to pan last year and I finished it up this year on my project pan, so I'm hoping to do the same thing with this one. And this is a pretty old blush in my collection, so I'll be really excited to have this one finished up and moved out. So those are the 3 products that I'm currently working on, and then I have 7 more that I'm kind of just decided to roll in because I went through my collection and thought, hey, that would be a good one to finish up. So the first thing I want to finish is this Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist by e.l.f. I've already used this much of it without even really trying. It's been in my Shop My Stash project pans, but that's just because I need a setting spray, and so I've just selected this one to use. I really just love this setting spray. It has a really nice scent, a super fine mist. I think it makes my makeup last. I don't think it's as long wearing as my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, but for a $10 setting spray, I think it does a great job. And so since I've already have so much good progress on this one and I enjoy using it so much, I thought this would be an easy roll-in for my Project Pan. And I tend to go through setting sprays pretty easily, and I find that they're super satisfying to watch in Project Pans because you can like legitimately see the liquid going down. So this one felt like an easy one to roll in, and I don't think I'll have any problem finishing this up next year, which I like to give myself some gimme products. Not that this is going to be like a gimme product because there's a ton of spray in here still, but it'll be a little bit easier than something like this, which is my NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I actually had this in my Project Pan last year, and I think it also was in my Planning to Pan last year. So this was something that I worked on for a good amount of time, and then I switched it out to work on a different foundation in the summertime because that foundation just fit my skin tone better at that point of the year. And I thought I'd go back to this, and I honestly never did because I rolled this one into my Project Pan instead. I have a good amount like completed of this. As you can see, like I've used this much of the product. I'm rolling this in with high hopes that I can finish it, but there's a chance that I cannot because there's still a good amount of product in here, which is great. I mean, that you're getting your money's worth, obviously, but I'm feeling optimistic that I can do it and hopefully make some good progress on this one. I've worn a lot of these, like these two mixed together, so that could be a good way to kind of use them both in tandem. I don't know, we'll see. But since I worked on this last year and then stopped, I thought it made sense to like re-roll it back in and hopefully get this one finished up. It's not my favorite foundation I found. Sometimes I feel like it can look a little bit cakey, which is one of the reasons why I would mix it with like a tinted moisturizer, but it's just been in my collection a little bit longer than some of my other ones, and I'm kind of ready to get the progress on this and hopefully get this one finished up. I'm currently working on my Kosas Cloud Set Powder in my Project Pan right now, and I debated about rolling that in for 2024, but I think I'm gonna take a break from that, and I wanna work on a different powder. This is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Dim Light. A lot of people obviously use these as finishing powders. I think that's how they're intended to be used, but I tend to use these as just like to set my foundation, and I've never had any issues with it, and I think it actually looks really nice. From what I understand, there is a ton of product in here, and I've used, I feel like, a good amount of it, and it doesn't look like I've used it at all. So this one could be tough, but I've had this in my collection for a while and figured it could be an interesting one to roll in maybe at the beginning of the year and see what we can do using this up pretty regularly. I like to wear powder pretty much every time I'm putting on foundation or like a tinted moisturizer. So it would be like an everyday or an every time I put on makeup type of product. So I'd be curious to see what we could do here. But yeah, I decided to roll this one in instead of the one that I'm currently working on. One, to just switch it up, and two, to kind of spread the love throughout my powder collection. I do enjoy a good powder, and this is the one that I selected to work on for 2024. So I'm actually rolling in a brow product, which is interesting for me because what I use typically for my brows is just my ABH brow freeze wax, and I just put that in and brush them out and let it be. Like, I don't actually fill my brows in with a product. But I was going through my collection and noticed that I had this ColourPop Brow Boss pencil, and I was like, I just have this sitting there that I never use, and so I figured that it would make sense to roll it into this Project Pan, see if I can get some usage on it, see if I can finish it up, and roll it out of my collection instead of just having it sit there and collect dust, basically. So that is what I'm going to do. I don't necessarily, like I said, need something, but I don't think it would be a bad thing to use the products that I have bought in my brows. So that is my plan, to just use this in conjunction with my ABH freeze wax and see what we can do, see if we can get this finished up this year. And then the last three products are lip products, and they're all kind of different. So I'm gonna start first with the gloss. I've decided to roll in my Fenty Beauty lip gloss in the shade Fussy. I absolutely love this gloss. I've had it in my Shop My Stash Project Pan many times. I've obviously used it many times as well outside of that project. And it's just a top tier lip gloss. I think it's really, really nice. I love the doe foot applicator. I love the scent of it. I love how it makes my lips look, but I just haven't gotten the amount of progress on it that I'd love to see. And so I thought moving it into a Project Pan would be a great way to kind of use this with other lip products. I've been panning a lip liner for most of this year, so I'm letting go of that, and I can pair this with different lipsticks, different lip liners, and just kind of wear it on its own, obviously, figure out ways to use it up, and that is my game plan for this one. So I'm excited to see this go down. Obviously, you can see the progress that I currently have on it. We'll see what we can do with this. And then the next product is actually a chapstick, which I thought was kind of an interesting roll-in, but figured why not. This is an EOS chapstick that I've had sitting on my desk here that I use on occasion, but I thought it'd be interesting at some point this year to work on panning it, just because I don't typically grab for chapsticks, but I own it, so I want to use it up and move it out of my collection. So this will be a good one on like times where I'm not needing a gloss, to just put this one on my lips. And then the last one is my Milani Rose Butter Lip Mask. So I currently have a lip mask that I keep in my bedside table, and I'm honestly almost done with it. And so I was like, oh, that would be a good opportunity to replace that with something that I could pan with and just make an effort to use it more, because my lips get dry at night. So if I'm waking up to feed my baby, then I can put it on. When I wake up in the morning, I can put it on and make sure I wear it before bed. And so that could be a good way to just remind myself to wear it more. One, to take care of my lips, but also to use it up. So that is my plan with this, and hopefully I can get some good usage on it that way. I'll have to remember though how many times I wear it like throughout the night to make sure I'm marking it down on my progress sheet. And that is it. So those are all the products that I definitely want to work on in 2024. Obviously I'd love to finish them all, but I at least want to roll them into my project pan. That would be my goal. So I hope this video was interesting for you, kind of seeing what I've selected from my collection, and hopefully we can make some good progress on these. Yeah, I'm super excited to see what all of 2024 has in store for us. And stay tuned for some additional videos coming up in December. I have my finales to both my project pan, so my 5-pan rolling style project pan, my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan, as well as my 2023 makeup empties video. So lots of good stuff still coming up. Definitely stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you in my next one.